Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Anushka. Now, if you're a reader, you will definitely agree with me that there are two distinct phases in a reader's life. Either you're in the reading slump where you just can't start reading, or you're in the second phase where you just can't stop reading. And for me, January was the latter one where I just couldn't stop reading. And I read 12 books in the month of January, and trust me, this is the highest number of books which I read in a month. People read more than this and people also read less than that. And for me, I've always been the latter one where I just read one book or two in a month. There were just three reasons which was why this was possible. The first one was this was one of my resolutions to read daily. And I'm so glad I was successful. The second reason is I took up this challenge of reading 7 books in 7 days. So if you exclude those 7 books, I just read 5 books in the month of January. The third reason is I was free. I'm just villa at home. So the last book which I just finished reading yesterday was When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. Now this one is a memoir of a neurosurgeon who battles from cancer and eventually dies. So this way it's a very special book for me. I picked up for this book for this reason, and the other reason was it was of course a highly rated book on Goodreads. It also received the Goodreads Best Memoir Award. So I had a lot of expectations from this book. But I don't know, I just feel it did not fulfill my expectations. His writing was not that intriguing. I mean, it's just for me. I felt like I wanted him to be more free and more personal, because it eventually happened in the last pages where he talks about his family, his daughter, and that's the only place where I felt connected with him, and in the starting of the book. The foreword by his wife is also actually good. I would give this book 3 stars out of 5. So my review on this novel is a very unpopular opinion of a very, very popular book, and that is The Hating Game. Now the thing is, everyone says that this is a cliche book, but eventually they start liking that book and it turns into their favorite book. But for me, it did not happen. It still is a cliche novel and a crap. I mean, the female character in the book says some lines which I felt like, really, is she saying this? And the guy too. I think the book has a lot of problematic things in the plot too. I mean, it talks about a lot about physical appearance and the guy being too bulky, too tall, because of which he is not liked, and the girl being too short, and it's a good thing that tall guy and short girl trope. I don't know. I mean, it starts from competition, which I felt, okay, there's something new. But then at the end, there's no result of the competition. So yeah, I would give this book, I can rant about this book, okay? But I want to make this video short. So yeah, I would give this book a 2 stars out of 5 only because this was addicting. Okay, it was a page turner, which every romance novels are, but they're very easy to read. I'll just give it 2 stars. No, because I read it, I invested my time in it. Anyways, coming to the other book. Now, if you feel that I don't like romance novels, this book will change your opinion about me, because I do like reading romance novels if they have something to offer. And this Simple Wild was such a great book. It was so nice to read. I felt like I was really living in Alaska. Okay, I felt for the characters, I felt their emotion, their bonding, everything had a reason. It wasn't like cliche. I mean, if the guy was being rude, he eventually apologized and he gave his reasons. I like it, okay? I get it. It's a series, okay, of 3 books. I think I read the second one too, which was just a minute. Oh yeah, it was Wild at Heart, but I liked, it was also a decent novel, but I liked Simple Wild more only because it had more to its plot, and the book that I chose was The Unhoneymooners. Now you may feel that I was on a romance spree, but honestly that wasn't. Now that I reflect back, it seems like I was just reading romance novel, but the thing was I just wanted a light-hearted contemporary novel, maybe humorous, so that I can just enjoy myself, and Unhoneymooners just seemed to fit that part. When I read the blurb also, it was different. I mean, imagine all your wedding guests, the groom and the bride itself, fall for food poisoning, and only two that are the main characters don't get affected by the food poisoning, and they get free passes for the bride and the groom's honeymoon. Isn't that interesting? I mean, I felt for it. And they go on a honeymoon and they are haters. But I don't actually hate this book like The Hating Game. Of course, this is again a cliche novel, but this book made me laugh. It happened one time, I was laughing and my mom came into my room and she was like, what happened to you? And I couldn't just tell what happened, that it's because I'm reading a book. But again, I'm giving it 2.5, 0.5 more. Again, it's very addicting novel, very easy to read. 0.5 more because it really made me laugh. I had a hearty laugh when I read this book. Now, The White Tiger has not exemplified or glorified India, poverty of India. It has actually given the actual real sense of India. The examples are actually real. You know that you've seen things like these happen in India. Also, the story, the way the story ends, obviously gave me a shock. Totally. I would say I did not like the character, the main character. I did not feel for him at all. I think I'll make a separate video on The White Tiger book or the movie. Next, we have Tuesdays with Morrie. Now, this one is a non-fiction read. You should definitely pick this book up. It's about a dying man in his lessons, which he gives to the author, actually, who is Mitch Albom, his student. It's a nice book to read to change your perspective towards many things, but there are few things which I did not like. Again, I will give this book 3.5. You should give this book a try, but I think it's overrated. It's not the best non-fiction or the best self-help book, but it's a nice. Next up, we have The Animal Farm, and this is the book which I loved. I absolutely loved, not just because of the writing style, which was exceptionally well, but also because of the story. I can't imagine an author thinking about a story in such a different way, and also the way it relates to the real story. If you don't know, you can just Wikipedia why it's so relatable to many real incidents. I will give this book 4.5 stars. I really loved this book. And in Credia, it's about a boy named Leuven from the village called Brida. Now, this is a very basic fantasy novel. At times, I didn't know where the plot was going, especially in the middle. The ending is nice, the starting is good, it starts with a bang, but somewhere it loses the plot. As a reader, I was not that intrigued into this novel. I'll give this book 3 stars. That's my opinion. Next, I read The Little Prince. Now, The Little Prince is absolutely one of my favorite novels. This one I would give 4 stars, and every time I read it, I get to learn something new. I mean, I get to read it in a different perspective every time that I read. The next one is my all-time favorite, All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. Even if you say that you don't like it, I would come up with points for you to read it, okay? That's how much I like this novel. I mean, I really fell for the characters, for their emotions, especially, I mean, this novel for me was something which put me into reading, okay? And I haven't felt, before reading this novel, I did not feel anything like this for any other novel. People say that Fault in Our Stars for them is a great novel. I feel that it's overrated. People say that it's like Fault in Our Stars. No, it's much more than that. Look, I would definitely give this book 4.5. Sudha Murty, 3000 Stitches. Now, this one, when I read it, I really liked it, okay? But I will give this book 3 stars because it says that ordinary people, extraordinary life. But I felt like it was not about people or the story. It was more about the author preaching or boasting about herself. Please don't mind me, but that's about it. I mean, I felt like stories could have been more. The story could have had more to its plot. There would have been more issues to be talked about. The author was only showing her perspective towards things and was talking about herself, how she looked into the matter, not how the story actually is. So initially, I really liked it, but now it's like an average read. And yeah, that's it. Those are all the books that I read in the month of January. I hope you picked up any book from this video and this video helped you in any way. That's it. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment down below.